Have you ever noticed that as the years go by, even the smallest things, like keeping up your energy, remembering where you put your keys, or just feeling good after a meal, can start to feel more challenging? I've been there too. And one thing I've learned, especially after turning 65, is that what you put on your plate really does make a huge difference. Not just in how you feel today, but in how you move, think, and live for years to come. In this video, I want to share 6 foods that doctors actually recommend eating every single day after 65. And I don't mean complicated meals or exotic ingredients you can only find in a specialty store. These are real, accessible foods that can be incorporated into your everyday life, helping you feel stronger, sharper, and more energetic. Let's start with the first one: leafy green vegetables. Spinach, kale, collard greens, these are more than just colorful additions to your plate. They're packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that help protect your cells and support your bones, which is especially important as we age. You see, after 65, our bones can lose density, making fractures more likely. But eating leafy greens regularly provides calcium, vitamin K, and other nutrients that help keep your bones sturdy. And it's not just about bones. These vegetables are also linked to better brain health, helping you stay mentally sharp. Think of it as feeding your body and mind at the same time, with every salad, soup, or sautéed dish. Next up is berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, you name it. These little fruits might be small, but they're mighty. Berries are rich in antioxidants and fiber, which can help regulate digestion, support heart health, and even improve memory. Some studies suggest that eating berries regularly may slow age-related cognitive decline, which is pretty incredible when you think about it. I love adding a handful of fresh berries to my morning oatmeal or yogurt, or even just enjoying them as a snack during the day. Not only do they taste amazing, but they give your body a real boost without any complicated preparation. And then there's nuts, like almonds, walnuts, and pistachios. Nuts often get a bad rap because they're high in fat, but here's the thing, the fats in nuts are the good kind. They're heart-healthy and help keep cholesterol levels in check. They're also a fantastic source of protein, which is crucial for maintaining muscle mass as we age. Muscle naturally decreases with age, and that can affect mobility and balance. Snacking on a small handful of nuts each day can help counteract that process. I usually keep a jar of mixed nuts on my kitchen counter, and whenever I feel a little snack coming on, it's ready, quick, nutritious, and satisfying. These 3 foods, leafy greens, berries, and nuts, are a great foundation for anyone looking to improve their health after 65. They're easy to find, easy to prepare, and their benefits are backed by science. But the story doesn't end here, because there are 3 more foods that can make an equally powerful impact on your daily health. Before we move on, I want you to think about your own kitchen. Could you add a salad full of greens to your lunch? Could you sprinkle berries on your breakfast or keep a handful of nuts for a quick afternoon snack? Small changes like these don't feel like a big deal in the moment, but over weeks and months, they add up. They're the kind of habits that quietly transform your energy levels, your strength, and even your mood. Now that we've covered leafy greens, berries, and nuts, let's get ready to explore the next 3 foods, ones that might surprise you with just how much they can do for your health and longevity. And feel that these insights are meaningful. Please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. Now that we've talked about leafy greens, berries, and nuts, let's dive into the next 3 foods, ones that are equally powerful, and perhaps a little unexpected in terms of how much they can improve your health after 65. The 4th food I want to highlight is fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, sardines, or trout. You've probably heard a lot about omega-3s, and for good reason. These healthy fats aren't just heart-friendly, they're also brain-friendly. Studies show that people who eat fatty fish regularly tend to have better memory and cognitive function, which is something many of us want to protect as we get older. Omega-3s also help reduce inflammation, which can lower the risk of chronic diseases like arthritis, heart disease, and even some forms of cancer. I like to aim for at least 2 servings of fatty fish a week. If you're not a fan of cooking fish, canned options like sardines or salmon work perfectly well, and they're surprisingly easy to add to salads, sandwiches, or simple pasta dishes. Next on the list is whole grains. Think oats, brown rice, quinoa, barley. These aren't just filler foods. Whole grains are packed with fiber, which is essential for healthy digestion, keeping blood sugar levels stable, and supporting heart health. As we age, digestion can slow down, making fiber even more important. A breakfast of oatmeal, a lunch of quinoa salad, or even a side of brown rice with dinner can make a huge difference. Whole grains are also linked to better energy levels because they provide a steady release of glucose into the bloodstream. Unlike refined grains, which can spike your blood sugar and then crash it, whole grains help you stay energized throughout the day. I like to mix things up by trying different grains, so my meals stay interesting and satisfying. The sixth and final food I want to discuss is legumes, which include beans, lentils, and chickpeas. Legumes are incredible little powerhouses of nutrition. They're full of plant-based protein, which is critical for maintaining muscle mass as we age. They're also high in fiber, which, like whole grains, supports healthy digestion and helps regulate cholesterol levels. But one of the best things about legumes is their versatility. You can throw them into soups, stews, salads, or even make spreads like hummus. For me, a simple bowl of lentil soup is not only comforting but also nourishing in a way that sticks with me for hours. The beauty of legumes is that they're budget-friendly, easy to store, and packed with nutrients that make a real difference in your health after 65. Now, as we look at all 6 foods together, leafy greens, berries, nuts, fatty fish, whole grains, and legumes, you can start to see a pattern. These aren't trendy, expensive superfoods. They're practical, accessible, and backed by decades of research. And the best part? They can be mixed and matched in countless ways so that your meals are never boring. You can have oatmeal with berries and nuts for breakfast, a salad with leafy greens and canned salmon for lunch, and a hearty lentil soup with brown rice for dinner. Over time, these small, daily choices create a strong foundation for better health, more energy, and a sharper mind. Incorporating these foods doesn't have to feel overwhelming. Start small, maybe pick one meal a day and make it your power meal with a combination of these ingredients. Once you get comfortable, it becomes second nature, and you'll start noticing subtle but meaningful changes. Your digestion improves, your energy lasts longer, and even your mood can lift. It's amazing how food can have such a profound effect when we choose it thoughtfully, day after day. As we continue, the next part will focus on practical ways to make these foods a natural part of your daily routine, even if your schedule, appetite, or cooking habits have changed over the years. You'll also get tips on pairing foods for maximum benefit and keeping meals interesting without feeling like a chore. These steps are simple, but they can truly transform the way you feel every single day. Now that we've covered all 6 essential foods, leafy greens, berries, nuts, fatty fish, whole grains, and legumes, it's time to bring everything together and talk about how to make these foods a natural, enjoyable part of your daily life. Because here's the thing, knowing what to eat is just the first step. The real magic happens when you consistently incorporate them into your routine in a way that feels easy and sustainable. One of the simplest ways to start is by planning your meals around these foods. Think of them as the foundation of your daily plate. For breakfast, you might have oatmeal topped with berries and a sprinkle of nuts. Lunch could be a colorful salad loaded with leafy greens, beans, and a portion of fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Dinner can include a hearty serving of whole grains, maybe quinoa or brown rice, with a vegetable stir-fry or lentil stew. Over time, these combinations become familiar and comforting, rather than something you have to think too hard about. The key is consistency. Even small, daily servings add up and deliver real benefits for your heart, brain, and overall energy. Another tip is to prep in advance. Seniors often find that cooking every single meal from scratch can feel exhausting, so take advantage of simple strategies to make life easier. Chop vegetables for the week, portion out nuts, or cook a batch of beans or grains in advance. That way, healthy eating doesn't feel like a chore. You can even keep frozen berries or pre-washed leafy greens on hand for convenience. These little steps might seem minor, but they remove obstacles and make it much more likely that you'll stick with these nutritious foods day after day. It's also important to pair foods for maximum benefit. For instance, adding a healthy fat, like nuts or olive oil, can help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins from leafy greens. Combining beans or legumes with whole grains provides a complete protein, which is especially important for maintaining muscle mass as we age. Even simple combinations, like tossing chickpeas into a quinoa salad or drizzling olive oil over steamed spinach, can dramatically boost both nutrition and flavor. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Small tweaks like these make meals more satisfying and healthful without feeling complicated. Now, I want to address something that often comes up: I'm too old to change my diet. That's a common misconception, but it's simply not true. Our bodies remain responsive to good nutrition at any age. Even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, choosing the right foods can improve digestion, strengthen immunity, support brain function, and increase energy levels. It's never too late to start, and the earlier you incorporate these habits, the better, but making changes now will still bring meaningful improvements in how you feel day to day. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's about making small, manageable changes that last. You don't need to overhaul every meal immediately. Start by adding one or two of these foods to your daily routine. Once that feels comfortable, gradually increase your servings or try new recipes. Celebrate the small wins along the way. Every nutritious meal is a step toward better health and a brighter, more energized life. Finally, don't underestimate the power of enjoying your food. Eating shouldn't be a punishment or a strict regimen, it should be pleasurable. Explore different ways to prepare these foods, try new spices or herbs, and make mealtime a moment to savor rather than rush through. When you enjoy what you eat, you're far more likely to stick with it and reap the benefits. So, to wrap it all up, focusing on leafy greens, berries, nuts, fatty fish, whole grains, and legumes can profoundly impact your health after 65. By planning your meals, prepping in advance, pairing foods thoughtfully, and making small, consistent changes, you set yourself up for lasting benefits, better energy, improved digestion, a stronger heart, and a sharper mind. These are simple yet powerful steps that show it's never too late to nourish yourself well and feel your best. I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite healthy food to include in your day? Or have you tried any of the 6 foods we discussed? Share your experiences in the comments below, because your story might inspire someone else to take that first step. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more tips on staying healthy, energized, and vibrant at any age. Here's to making every meal count, feeling stronger and more energized each day, and truly living your best life after 65. You deserve it, and it's never too late to start.